Well, this is video number 2 of talking Dale Jr. and Junior Motorsports. Well, let's just say he had a good day today, finishing 8th in that New Hampshire. And good to see that he was all smiles and giggles after the race, and that makes me feel good, and the fans feel good about the way he handled himself today. And it will be, we've got to continue to motivate him in different kind of ways so that we can get him up to the number 1 spot. But I think he's headed in the right direction. We're just going to need to put a little behind him to get him to be that aggression that we want to see out of him. And I think we've seen some of it again today. The confidence is coming. The attitude is there. He's just got to keep it. He's got to keep going forward, growing that confidence, and then he will get there. But let's talk a little bit of something else today too. Let's talk about Junior Motorsports. Junior Motorsports had 2 race cars in the race this weekend, and then the 88 Elliott Sadler and the 7 of Danica Patrick. I've never been a big fan of Danica Patrick. I don't think that she's ever going to win a race. I don't think she is NASCAR material. I know that everybody's wanting to see her succeed, and I would like to see her succeed in a junior car, but I don't think she has what it takes to succeed in NASCAR. It takes a certain individual, a certain drive to succeed in the sport. And for someone who comes from IndyCar, that's a hard swap. How else can you say it? It's a totally different 2 different cars. And where in any car, there's a lot of buttons that, transfer weight and all of that. Where in a NASCAR, you gotta manhandle the weight yourself by the steering wheel a lot of times. That's not saying she can't drive. She can drive a race car, but to compete in this sport, you gotta be one of the 43 best. And you already see that being 43rd is not always the best. She finished 30th yesterday. She got in a little bit of an accident. I haven't seen anything out of her yet that shows her dedication to the sport. And what I mean by that is you gotta be up on the wheel. You gotta get up on that wheel. She shouldn't be qualifying in the back if you're in a car like this. You shouldn't even be back there with Morgan Shepherd racing with a car, with the money that's behind her. I mean, that's like saying, you're going to put Jimmy Johnson in the back of the field in a Busch car. You don't have the money's there. You got the best equipment money can buy. Morgan Shepherd doesn't have the money. I'm not knocking for Morgan Shepherd, but he doesn't have the sponsorship money. Morgan Shepherd is a great entity to the sport because of who he is and how long he's been in it. It shows his desire to race. Now, these are people that we should be sponsoring because they can drive race cars. They've gotten here, they've stayed here. And then, everybody's talking about the young guns. Everybody's got to build. There has to be a foundation laid for the future. Well, we're not seeing too much of that right now because the Cup guys and the sponsorship money and all that stuff is so tight right now that we don't really see how we can they can maintain it. The sponsors are wanting the big guns. But for Junior Motorsports, I think that Elliott Sadler and Jimmy McMurray have done good for the 88 car, and the other 2 kids that were in there in the last couple of weeks. I think they've really had a good shot. So we as fans need to demand these sponsors start putting different kids in these cars. Give them a shot at it because we got Danica Patrick in the car, and that's great and everything. She's there because she's got a sponsor. It ain't because how she looks. It ain't about how good she is a race car. She's never going to win a race. That's my opinion to it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people feel the same way. You know what I mean? But it's Junior's company. We're Junior Nation, and we're going to back her no matter what. But let's get real. Let's talk. Let's put somebody in there let's win some races. Let's get some other guys in there. Let's get some, upcoming stars. Find that next upcoming star. Let Junior drive a little bit. Let Elliott Sadler and Daniel McMurray drive that 7 car. Maybe a Mark Martin in there for a couple races or something. Let's get some people in there that can drive the 7 and make Junior Motorsports what it is. Now let's get back to Dale Earnhardt Jr. and how we're going to create his image in the future, or create his motivation in the future, however you want to say it. I like what I saw today in Junior. I think Junior was happy. The cars coming together. Maybe the crew chief thing is starting to work. Nobody knows yet. They ran, decent for the last 3 weeks. But you got to start somewhere. And you can't, it takes a little time to get chemistry together, and I still think that's the problem with the 88 team is chemistry. I think the chemistry between not so much Junior and the crew chief, but Junior and the car chief and the crew chief all have to be together. They all have to understand what the other one means. And if that chemistry can't ever be there, it can't work. Now, how are we going to fix it? Well, we're not going to fix it. We're just going to have to keep, giving them the confidence and what they're doing is right. But in the meantime, we also got, like I said last week, is we're going to have to put Junior, when we see him, we're going to have to tell him, drive like 5. We're going to have to get out there and run the best. Drive your pants off. Get a little aggression. Bump and rub somebody. Don't let nobody just go on by. Race them hard, because confidence is where everything is got to grow. It's got to grow in confidence. Once you get confident, you can do anything, and we all know that. That's just a rule of thumb. But his fans is the key to his future, because we can buy the clothes, we can buy their souvenirs, we can buy the diecast, the hats, whatever, and that's all fine and dandy. But our words, and when we see him, mean more to him if we let him know how we feel. And I'm hoping that by making these video blogs and trying to get some inspiration from other people and give me feedback how I can do better, it could create somewhere for him to understand us, understanding the fan and what we like to see in him. And because, like I said last week, I got to sit down with him, and that was the one thing that I found in him was he was so worried about what we thought, and that was amazing to me, because somebody that's got so much worries about us, and that's where we come in. We've got to get better at telling him. It's not, like I said last week, it's not, can't be huggy, kissy, lovey dovey. You know what I mean? We got to tell them, let's go drink a beer, let's go have fun, let's go do this, go do that. But on race day, do what you got to do. Race the car and get with it. And when he starts to hear those words and whatever the terminology might be from somebody or whatever, I think he is starting to understand that, because one of the things I told him when I met him was, all you got to do is have fun. We as fans will see it. And we will have fun. Because when you have fun, we're going to have fun. We're going to party even harder. And I'd like to say that it's been a while since he won a race, but we got to get back into winning. We got to get back in the winner's circle, and all we're going to get is motivation and confidence. He's got to gain that confidence. He's got to get from the fans, and I think he will. And I think we're going to get him there. When that time is right, we're going to cheer him. We're going to drink beer with him, even though he's not with us. We're gonna like he is there. We're gonna party like he's sitting in the infield with us, or in that campground, or wherever you're at home or whatever. We're gonna party just to see him have fun, drink beer, and race. Now, next week comes Daytona, and we all know what Daytona brings. So let's get out there. Let's go visit him. Go see him. Maybe if you get a fan appearance or whatever, let him know. He is Earnhardt, and we're here to see him. Thank you.